He was a millionaire who had everything: cars, buildings, power, but at that moment, he was crying on a cold city bench like a lost child. And standing in front of him was a homeless single father with trembling hands who softly asked, "Can I hug you?" What happened next will shake your heart, change how you see kindness, and stay with you long after this story ends. Stay till the very end, because this is not just a story, it's a life-changing moment from True Kindness Tales. Right finger before we begin, if stories of humanity, emotions, and real-life lessons touch your heart, please like this video and subscribe to True Kindness Tales. Your support keeps these stories alive. The city was alive with noise, honking cars, rushing footsteps, glowing billboards, but on a quiet bench near a closed fountain, silence ruled. A man in a tailored charcoal suit sat hunched forward, his expensive watch slipping down his wrist as his hands shook. Tears rolled down his face freely, not caring about reputation or wealth. He was Aaron Blackwell, a self-made millionaire known for ruthless deals and iron discipline. That night, however, all titles had abandoned him. Just hours earlier, he had buried his only son, lost to a sudden illness that money couldn't fight. The mansion felt empty, the silence unbearable, and so he walked, without guards, without a plan, until grief crushed him onto that bench. A few steps away stood another man, barely noticed by the world. His jacket was torn at the sleeves, shoes worn thin, beard untrimmed. He was Daniel, a 34-year-old homeless single father. His 6-year-old daughter, Lily, slept inside a shelter 2 streets away, wrapped in donated blankets. Daniel had once been a mechanic, a provider, a husband, until an accident shattered his leg, medical bills swallowed his savings, and his wife passed away from stress-related illness. Life had pushed him to the margins, but it hadn't hardened his heart. Daniel was on his way back from collecting leftover bread when he heard the sound, soft, broken sobs that didn't belong to the streets. He turned and saw the well-dressed man crying like someone who had lost his soul. People passed by, pretending not to notice. Some glanced, judged, and moved on. Daniel stopped. He didn't see a millionaire. He saw pain. The kind of pain that feels heavy in the chest, the kind that makes breathing hurt. Slowly, respectfully, Daniel approached. He kept a distance, not wanting to scare the man. Aaron looked up, eyes red, face tight with grief. For a moment, their worlds collided, wealth and poverty, power and helplessness. Daniel swallowed, his voice gentle, unsure. "Sir, I know this might sound strange," he said softly, "but you look like you're hurting more than I am." Aaron said nothing, tears continuing to fall. Daniel hesitated, then asked the question that would change everything. "Can I hug you?" Aaron almost laughed at the absurdity. A homeless man offering comfort to a millionaire. But something inside him cracked open. He nodded. Daniel sat beside him and wrapped his arms around Aaron, not out of pity, but pure human compassion. In that moment, the city disappeared. 2 broken fathers held each other, strangers connected by loss. Aaron cried harder, his shoulders shaking, while Daniel closed his eyes, silently praying for him. Neither knew what the other had lost yet, but grief recognizes grief without introductions. That hug lasted only a minute, but it planted a seed that would transform both their lives forever. When the hug ended, Aaron wiped his face, embarrassed but oddly lighter. "I'm sorry," he muttered. "I don't usually fall apart like this." Daniel gave a small, understanding smile. "Neither do I," he replied. "But sometimes the heart gets too heavy to carry alone." Aaron looked at him properly for the first time, noticed the cracked hands, the tired eyes, the dignity that poverty hadn't erased. They sat in silence for a few seconds before Aaron spoke again. "I lost my son today," he said, voice hollow. 7 years old. Doctors tried everything. I offered everything. None of it mattered. The words collapsed into him. Daniel inhaled sharply. His eyes filled, but he didn't interrupt. When Aaron finished, Daniel nodded slowly. "I lost my wife 3 years ago," he said. "And my home after that. My daughter is all I have left." Aaron turned, shocked. "You have a child?" Daniel smiled faintly. "Yes, Lily. She thinks I'm the strongest man in the world, even when I can't afford her favorite cereal." That smile carried pride and pain together. Aaron felt something unfamiliar, shame. He had millions, yet felt weaker than this man who had nothing. They talked, really talked, about fear, about sleepless nights, about pretending to be okay for a child's sake. Daniel shared how he skipped meals so Lily wouldn't. Aaron confessed how he missed bedtime stories because he was always chasing success. Tears returned, but this time they were mixed with understanding. Suddenly, Aaron stood up. "Come with me," he said impulsively. Daniel panicked. "Sir, I don't want trouble." Aaron shook his head. "You won't find any. I promise." Against his instincts, Daniel followed. They walked to a nearby cafe still open late. Aaron ordered warm meals. Daniel tried to refuse. Aaron insisted. "Tonight, let me be the one who gives," he said. As Daniel ate, Aaron watched, his heart heavy. This man had given him something priceless, a moment of human warmth when the world felt dead. After dinner, Aaron asked, "Where are you staying?" Daniel answered honestly. Aaron took a deep breath. "You and your daughter won't sleep there tonight." That night, for the first time in years, Daniel and Lily slept in a clean, warm hotel room. Lily laughed at the soft bed. Daniel cried quietly in the bathroom. Across the city, Aaron stared out of his penthouse window, realizing that his son's death had brought someone else's life back from the edge. But the true shock was still coming. The next morning, Aaron returned, without a suit, without ego. He brought toys for Lily and breakfast for Daniel. Lily hugged him like she had known him forever. That hug broke Aaron again, but this time, it healed too. Over the following weeks, Aaron didn't disappear like most rich men did after one good deed. He stayed. He listened. He learned. Aaron paid for Daniel's leg surgery, the one he could never afford. He helped him get physical therapy, then offered him a job at one of his automobile companies, not as charity, but respect. "You're skilled," Aaron said. "And you're honest. I need people like you." Daniel worked harder than anyone. Within a year, he was supervising a team. Lily went to a good school. They moved into a small but real home. One evening, on the anniversary of Aaron's son's passing, Daniel invited Aaron over for dinner. After the meal, Lily handed Aaron a crayon drawing. It showed two stick figures hugging on a bench. "That's you and my dad," she said. "Daddy says hugs save lives." Aaron couldn't speak. Tears streamed freely, but he smiled. Aaron later started a foundation in his son's name, focused on homeless parents, not handouts, but second chances. When asked why, he told the world one simple truth: "A man with nothing reminded me that I still had a heart." Years later, reporters would call that night a miracle. But Daniel knew better. It wasn't magic. It was kindness, raw, brave, and human. It was a hug offered without knowing who deserved it. And if you're listening right now, remember this: you never know whose life you can change with a single moment of compassion. Right finger if this story touched your heart. Please like this video, share it, and subscribe to True Kindness Tales. Your support helps us spread real stories that restore faith in humanity.